Once upon a time in Jamaica, have you heard the one about how Anansi the spider got all the stories in the world? He tricked the sky god, you know. That's just one of the many trickster tales from Jamaica, stories passed down for generations. These stories are more than just entertainment. They hold ancient wisdom and teach valuable life lessons. Imagine sitting under a starry Caribbean sky. You feel the warm breeze. You hear the sound of the waves crashing against the shore. A storyteller weaves a tale about cunning animals and foolish humans. These are the sights and sounds of Jamaican folklore. Trickster tales are like riddles wrapped in laughter. They teach us to be resourceful, to use our wits to overcome obstacles, and to laugh at ourselves along the way. Let's journey into the heart of Jamaican folklore, where cunning characters and their mischievous antics await. Prepare to be entertained, enlightened, and maybe even a little bit tricked. Trickster tales are the lifeblood of Jamaican folklore. They are vibrant and full of mischief. Passed down through generations, these tales are more than just stories. They are a reflection of the Jamaican spirit. They embody resilience, wit, and a knack for finding humour even in the face of hardship. Imagine a circle of family and friends gathered on a veranda. The air is thick with anticipation. Fireflies twinkle in the nearby bushes. The storyteller's voice rises and falls. Each word paints a vivid picture in the minds of the listeners. These stories are not just entertainment, they are powerful tools of education. They teach valuable life lessons about morality, cunning, and the consequences of greed. They offer guidance on how to navigate the complexities of life. The rhythmic cadence of the storyteller's voice is hypnotic. It's a lullaby that has soothed generations. It's a call to laughter and a reminder of the power of storytelling. It's the heartbeat of Jamaica. The world of Jamaican trickster tales is full of colourful characters. Anansi, the spider, is the most famous, but he's not alone. There's also Takuma, the tortoise. He's known for his slow and steady approach to outsmarting his foes. And then there's Dryhead, a mischievous spirit always looking for a chance to play pranks. These characters may seem simple on the surface, but they are complex and multi-layered. They reflect the duality of human nature. They are capable of great cunning and foolishness. They can be both heroes and villains. Their stories explore universal themes of love, loss, betrayal, and triumph. They offer a glimpse into the human condition. They remind us that even in the face of adversity, there is always hope. These tales encourage us to look beyond the surface. They invite us to question our assumptions. They remind us that things are not always what they seem. In the world of Jamaican folklore, animals don't just talk. They scheme, they dream, they experience the full spectrum of human emotions. They are reflections of ourselves. They embody our strengths and weaknesses. Animals are often the protagonists in these stories. They use their unique abilities to outwit larger, stronger opponents. They teach us that intelligence and cleverness can be more powerful than brute force. The stories often feature talking animals interacting with humans. This blurring of the lines between the animal and human worlds creates a sense of wonder and possibility. It reminds us that we are all connected. These tales encourage us to view the natural world with a sense of reverence and respect. They teach us that we have much to learn from the creatures we share our planet with. Jamaican trickster tales are a melting pot of cultures. They blend African, European, and indigenous traditions. This fusion creates a unique and vibrant storytelling tradition. It's a testament to the island's rich history. The African influence is evident in the prominence of trickster figures like Anansi. He is a West African deity who made his way to the Caribbean through the transatlantic slave trade. European fairy tales have also left their mark. Elements of these tales are woven into the fabric of Jamaican folklore, creating a rich tapestry of storytelling. The indigenous Taino people, the original inhabitants of Jamaica, have also contributed to this rich oral tradition. Their stories often feature nature spirits and mythical creatures. These diverse influences have created a unique and vibrant storytelling tradition. It's a celebration of Jamaica's multicultural heritage. Life in Jamaican trickster tales is rarely easy. Our characters face hunger, poverty, and injustice. They often find themselves at a disadvantage, facing off against bigger, stronger, or more powerful adversaries. These stories aren't afraid to shy away from the harsh realities of life. They acknowledge the struggles of ordinary people, but they also offer a glimmer of hope. The characters teach us that even when the odds are stacked against us, we can overcome adversity through wit, cunning, and a healthy dose of courage. These tales remind us that we are not alone in our struggles. They offer a sense of solidarity and shared experience. They inspire us to face our challenges head-on, with a belief in our own ability to find a way out. The heroes of these tales are masters of deception. They use their intellect to outsmart their foes. They rely on their wits, not their strength. Their tricks are often elaborate and daring. Anansi, with his cunning schemes, might trick a boastful tiger or outsmart a greedy king. He might use disguises, play pranks, or even bend the rules of reality to achieve his goals. But their trickery isn't always about personal gain. Sometimes they use their skills to right wrongs, to help the helpless, and to teach valuable lessons to those who deserve it. These tales celebrate the power of the mind. They remind us that intelligence and creativity can be just as effective as brute force, sometimes even more so. They encourage us to think outside the box and to find clever solutions to life's challenges. In a world where might often makes right, the trickster represents the triumph of the underdog. They are the voice of the powerless, the champions of the disadvantaged. These stories resonate deeply with audiences because they offer a sense of hope and empowerment. They show that even the smallest and weakest can outsmart the biggest and strongest. The trickster's victory is a victory for everyone who has ever felt overlooked, underestimated, or pushed around. It's a reminder that true strength lies not in physical power but in courage, resilience, and the ability to outthink your opponent. These tales teach us to never give up, to always believe in ourselves, and to never underestimate the power of a good plan. Trickster tales are often told by elders, the keepers of tradition and wisdom. These stories are more than just entertainment. They are lessons passed down through generations, designed to teach important values and life skills. These tales might warn against greed, boastfulness, or laziness. They might emphasize the importance of honesty, kindness, and perseverance. They offer guidance on how to navigate the complexities of life. They teach us about right and wrong, about the consequences of our actions, and about the importance of using our intelligence for good. These stories remind us of the importance of listening to our elders, of respecting tradition, and of learning from the experiences of those who came before us. One of the most striking aspects of Jamaican trickster tales is their humour. These stories are funny. They are full of wit, wordplay, and absurd situations. But the laughter is not just for entertainment. It serves a deeper purpose. Laughter is a powerful tool. It can help us cope with difficult situations. It can bring people together. It can even be a form of resistance. In a world where life can be challenging, laughter offers a moment of release, a chance to forget our troubles and embrace the absurdity of it all. These tales remind us that even in the face of adversity, it's important to find joy in the little things, to laugh at ourselves, and to never lose our sense of humour. No journey into Jamaican folklore would be complete without encountering Anansi, the spider. He's a cunning trickster, always spinning webs of deception. He's got a story for every situation. Anansi is a spider, but he's also a shapeshifter. He can be a man, an animal, or even a force of nature, depending on the tale. His stories are told and retold across Jamaica and the Caribbean. Each generation adds its own flavor. Anansi is a survivor. He uses his wits to overcome obstacles. He's always looking for an easier way to get what he wants, even if it means bending the rules. He can be greedy, vain, and lazy. But he's also clever, resourceful, and often surprisingly helpful. His stories teach us about the complexities of human nature. They remind us that even the smallest creature can achieve great things with a bit of cleverness. Anansi is a mirror reflecting our own flaws and potential. He's a reminder that life is full of surprises and that sometimes a little trickery can go a long way. One of the most famous Anansi tales explains how he came to possess all the stories in the world. It all started with Nyame, the sky god, hoarding all the stories for himself. Anansi, being Anansi, thought this was terribly unfair. Stories, he believed, should be shared. So, Anansi approached Nyame with a proposition. He challenged the sky god to a series of seemingly impossible tasks. If Anansi succeeded, he would win the stories. Nyame, confident in his power, agreed. Anansi, through a combination of wit, trickery, and a little help from his friends, accomplished the impossible. He captured the fearsome Osebo the leopard, the buzzing swarm of Moboro hornets, and even the slippery Onini the python. Impressed and humbled, Nyame kept his word. He gave Anansi the stories and declared that from that day forward, stories would belong to the one who tells them. This tale teaches us the power of storytelling and the importance of sharing knowledge. It celebrates the triumph of wit over brute strength and reminds us that even the seemingly impossible can be achieved with enough determination. Another popular Anansi story highlights his love for food, especially plantains. One day, Anansi stumbled upon a magnificent plantain tree laden with ripe fruit. But there was a problem. He couldn't reach the tempting plantains. Anansi, being lazy, didn't want to climb the tree, so he devised a plan. He called upon his friend Snake, known for his ability to climb. Snake, enticed by the promise of delicious plantains, agreed to help. He slithered up the tree and started dropping down the fruit. But Anansi, being greedy, didn't share a single plantain with Snake. He devoured them all himself. Snake, angered by Anansi's betrayal, coiled himself around the tree trunk. When Anansi finally decided to climb, he found himself face to face with Snake, who taught him a valuable lesson about the consequences of greed and the importance of keeping promises. While Anansi might be the most famous, he's not the only trickster in Jamaican folklore. Takuma, the tortoise, is another popular character. He's known for his slow and steady approach to life. He might not be the fastest, but he's definitely the most patient. One story tells of a race between Takuma and the much faster animals. They all laughed at Takuma, thinking he stood no chance. But Takuma had a plan. He convinced his many tortoise relatives to position themselves along the racecourse. Each time the other animals thought they were overtaking Takuma, it was actually one of his relatives they were passing. When the finish line was in sight, the last tortoise in line, pretending to be Takuma all along, crossed first, much to the astonishment of the other animals. Takuma, who had been slowly making his way to the finish line all along, arrived shortly after. This tale teaches us that slow and steady wins the race. It celebrates the power of planning, perseverance, and the importance of never underestimating anyone, even the slowest among us. Dryhead is another fascinating character in Jamaican folklore. A mischievous spirit, Dryhead often appears as a skull with glowing red eyes. He loves playing pranks, but his stories often carry a moral lesson. Dryhead is a reminder that things are not always what they seem. He might startle you with his appearance, but his tales often contain wisdom and warnings. One story tells of Dryhead encountering a group of children lost in the woods. The children, initially terrified, soon realize that Dryhead, despite his spooky appearance, means them no harm. He guides them back to safety, reminding them to be careful and to listen to their elders. Dryhead might be a trickster, but he's not inherently evil. He's a reminder that even the most mischievous characters can teach us valuable lessons about life, death, and the importance of respecting the unseen world. Jamaican folklore is teeming with trickster figures, each with unique characteristics and lessons to impart. There's the cunning rolling calf, a shape-shifting creature often appearing as a calf with fiery eyes, who punishes those who disrespect nature. Then there's the mischievous river mama, a mermaid-like figure said to inhabit rivers and streams, who can be both helpful and dangerous, reminding us to respect the power of nature. These characters, along with countless others, enrich the tapestry of Jamaican folklore. They represent the diverse beliefs, values, and anxieties of the Jamaican people. They provide entertainment, moral guidance, and a connection to the past. Anansi, the spider, was feeling pretty smug. He'd tricked kings and gods, outsmarted creatures big and small. One scorching afternoon, Anansi stumbled upon a clearing. In the center sat a small, unassuming chameleon. "Hey, little lizard," Anansi chuckled. The chameleon replied, "I've heard tales of your trickery, Anansi, but cleverness is a river, ever-changing. I'm proposing a contest of wit." "The challenge is simple," the chameleon stated, its voice now a low hum. "We each have one day to steal the queen bee's honey, guarded by her fiercest warriors, without being seen or stung. Whoever returns with the most honey wins." Anansi, practically salivating at the thought of the sweet prize, rushed off without a second thought. He spent the day devising elaborate plans, crafting disguises, even attempting to charm a flock of birds into doing his bidding. But each attempt was met with failure. The bees, loyal and vigilant, were impossible to outsmart. Anansi returned to the clearing as the sun began to set, battered, bruised, and without a drop of honey. He found the chameleon perched on a rock, seemingly unfazed. "Well, Anansi," the chameleon inquired, its voice as smooth as ever, "where is your prize?" Anansi, defeated and ashamed, could only stammer, "The bees. They were too clever. I couldn't get past them." He braced himself for the chameleon's triumphant gloating, expecting to lose something dear, perhaps his cunning or his storytelling ability. The chameleon, however, simply smiled, a slow, knowing smile that transformed its face. It then opened its mouth, revealing a tongue coated with golden honey. "It seems, Anansi," the chameleon said, swallowing the honey with a satisfied sigh, "that the smallest creature can sometimes achieve the greatest victory." Anansi was stunned. "But how?" Anansi sputtered. "The bees, they were impossible to fool." The chameleon chuckled, its body now a calming shade of sky blue. "I did not fool them, Anansi. I simply asked for their help." Anansi's jaw nearly hit the ground. Asked. He'd spent the entire day plotting and scheming while the chameleon had simply asked. The chameleon, sensing Anansi's confusion, explained, "I approached the queen, offering my ability to change colors as a way to beautify her hive. In return, she gifted me a taste of her honey." Anansi realized, with a jolt of shame, that his arrogance had blinded him. He'd been so focused on proving his cleverness that he'd forgotten the simplest solution: humility and cooperation. That day, Anansi learned a lesson more valuable than any prize. He discovered that true wisdom lies not in trickery or deception, but in humility, respect, and the willingness to ask for help. From that day forward, Anansi's tales carried a new depth. He still spun his webs of stories, but now they emphasized the importance of kindness, cooperation, and the understanding that even the smallest creature can teach us something valuable. And so, the tale of Anansi and the chameleon became a legend, a reminder that the greatest trickster of all is often pride, and the wisest path is one paved with humility and collaboration. As we close the pages on these vibrant tales, the echoes of the storyteller's voice linger. The laughter of shared moments, the gasps of surprise at Anansi's latest antic. These memories remain, woven into the fabric of Jamaican culture. They are threads connecting the past to the present, carrying with them the wisdom and humor of generations past. They resonate just as strongly today, offering guidance in a world that can sometimes feel as unpredictable as one of Anansi's schemes. Jamaican trickster tales are a vibrant tapestry woven from history and culture. They remind us that storytelling transcends generations, offering entertainment and education. The lessons linger: the importance of community, the triumph of wit over brute force, and that laughter can be the best medicine. Embrace your inner trickster and approach life's challenges with a playful spirit. So there you have it, a peek into the wild world of Jamaican trickster tales. But this is just the beginning. These stories are meant to be shared. What about you? Do you have a favorite Anansi story? Ever heard of a trickster from your own culture? Share them in the comments below. Let's keep the spirit of these tales alive. And hey, if you enjoyed this journey into Jamaican folklore, let me know what other cultural adventures you'd like to take in future videos. There's a whole world of stories out there just waiting to be discovered. Until next time, walk good.